March 1st. Hard to believe we're already that far into 2019. Hey AJ, how's it going? Hey Ralph. Hey Ralph, thanks for the shout out yesterday, sir. I watched a video late yesterday evening and I hadn't got a chance to comment. I really appreciate that, man. I had a couple people come over and say that's how I knew you'd done it. I seen you on DLH's, on Dennis's live stream the other day. I clicked on it right when he started his, and that was his first live stream. And then I had to go instantly. I think you had said, I even went back and rewatched the live later, and you had said you were kind of in my area, right around my house. But I just thought I'd do a live. I've been out bush hogging most of the day. It's raining as usual. Usually I try not to do this kind of stuff when it's as wet as it is right now, but it's just getting to a point. It's crunch time. We got to get these fields cleaned up so we can get the fertilizer and some chemicals on them, get them sprayed, kill the weeds out of them. So thought I'd do a little bit of a live stream today. How's everybody else doing today? AJ, you can tell we got the M5 back. Everything seems to be much better on it, so I'm happy about that. Although I like my little 7060, this is a much more comfy tractor. The seat's just more comfortable in it, all that kind of stuff. I got something going on here. Can't see the comments. How's it going? We're out clipping some pasture today. Well, overgrown pasture, hadn't been used in a while. This is some more of the same farm that I was in, well, I bet about 3 weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago. Different field on it. But I got to a point where I could turn my phone off from getting phone calls, put her on private so I could do a little live stream. Last one I did, I got like 2 phone calls during the live that I had to take. That ain't gonna happen today. We're just gonna let her rip. Trade places. I tell you, I don't know. I'm gonna flip the camera around in just a second and let y'all see this field I'm in, which we're about to get stuck right now. It's wet out here. I hate doing this kind of stuff. I really do. We're doing more damage than we are good, but it is what it is. Tell you, this rain, I don't think we're supposed to have a horribly large amount today. There's a pretty good storm coming up through Georgia that was going to hit us. It might dump a good amount, but it's not supposed to last. I don't think up until about 6, 7 o'clock tonight, which is pretty good because when I get done here, I've got to go. I got to go put an animal to rest for a neighbor. They had it put down this morning, and I'm gonna go pick the backhoe up, take care of that for them. So hopefully everything will go well. I really the backhoe is it's not like a cab machine, so I'm hoping the rain will die off before I do it. If not, I'll just put on the old rain suit, go over there and do it. We've been in the tractor a good majority of the day today. We've got 300 tons of chicken litter sitting in the field next door, waiting to be spread. We're actually borrowing a friend's spreader, and it's down currently, and we're waiting on a part for it. As soon as that part comes in, we'll get started spreading. So thank you, sir. I'm looking forward to putting it in the field and using it. We kept the Premier baler that I have. I actually purchased the baler back right before the beginning of the new year. I purchased it right, gosh, like I say, December 30th, something like that. That's when I signed the paperwork on it. The dealer was waiting to get the flotation tires in for it, and they put a silage kit on the baler. So that's the 4160 Premium. It does net and twine. And then if I would have went with the 4160 Silage Special, it only does net wrap. It does not do, hey Jackie, how's it going, man? It does not do net and twine. And I've got some customers that still want twine. I personally like twine for my barn kept bales. It's easier for me and less waste, and cheaper to put twine on them. So I plan on running both string and net wrap in the baler at the same time. But like I say, I had to put on the silage kit and the flotation tires. I didn't even bring home the monitor with the thing. I just brought the baler home so I could get it in the barn. They had got the baler in, got all the parts and stuff put on it, and then I just picked it up at the same time as picking up the tractor when the service was done. So that was actually pretty nice to pick it up. It barely fits in my barn. I'm gonna have to actually raise some lighting in there, I worry about that are just like an inch too low. So I'm gonna, there's some fluorescents hanging on chains, so I'm gonna raise those up just to be safe. But it's a big baler. It thing's heavy. It weighs about 6,000 pounds. My 504, I don't think it weighed 6,000 pounds. I'm not 100% sure of what it weighed, but look at the comments here. What's up, Byron? That 4160 will do up to a 5.5 foot bale. I'll probably be making, I'll actually probably be making about a 4.5 foot bale, but I'm gonna make them heavy. I was told that baler will put out a pretty darn tight bale from a friend that used one for a couple of years before they were on the market. Got to demo them. I hope to put out, you know, somewhere around 1,000 to 1,200 pound bale with it. Is what I plan to do. Now it is a, even though it's branded Kubota, it is a Kverlund baler. I believe that's out of Europe. So most of Kubota's hay equipment, just like with AGCO or anybody else, they bought another company that produces that equipment. Even John Deere. John Deere is a Kuhn, painted green most of the time. So that dealer, I was actually amazed. That when I took the tractor up there, that was my second time at that dealer, but I'd never really walked around like I did. When I picked up the tractor, it was pouring rain as usual, so I really didn't do any more footage over there, but next time I'm back, I plan to. But it was amazing. I mean, they must have had a couple hundred excavators, skid steers. Their inventory was astonishing. Y'all didn't even see a fraction of what they had on that lot. It was pretty neat to see a dealer that big. 1,400 pounds of Heston. Okay. Hestons make good bales. that would have been my other choice in baler. Would have actually been the new Massey, which is a Lely. I guess that maybe Massey bought the design, or I'm not sure if they bought Lely or not. It used to be a Vermeer, but now it's like the 504 Pro. They're pretty much the same baler. I looked at those as well. I did a little bit of research before buying my baler, but this dealer reassured me when I actually went to buy a baler back right after Christmas there. The reason I went to that dealer was my local dealer, one, wouldn't even get me a Kubota baler if I wanted it. They would only sell me a Vermeer. They said the Kubota was too complicated, and that's just crazy. And then they also, when my baler caught fire, were really just unwilling to help me. And so I hate to say it, but crap on them. I won't never darken their doors again if I don't have to. And I found a new dealer. And when I went to the new dealer, I went to buy a Vermeer because I've had such good success with my older Vermeer. So, you're back, Ralph. Good. Glad you made it back. I thought maybe it went away. I didn't see you comment. But, anyways, so when I went to that dealer, he actually had the Kubota baler right there and the Vermeer, and he sold me on that Kubota. He said it'll walk circles around that Vermeer, and he rest assured me that I would be happy, and I sure hope so, or it'll probably be the last Kubota product I purchase, and I'll switch to something else. You know, at the time when I went, I was pretty unhappy just because of really dealer support. And it just kind of stinks that I've got somebody so close to me, but that doesn't really act like they give two craps whether I give them business or not. Because I plan to buy more stuff. I like buying equipment. I don't know. I guess I just like spending money, as some would say. That's what my dad always used to tell me. It always burned a hole in my pocket. Well, that's what my local dealer, I think that they're probably suited more for UTVs, lawnmowers, and B26s. Now they're selling skid steers and excavators, but I know some landscapers that have bought excavators and skid steers from them and had the same issue. They can't get their stuff worked on if it needs maintenance or work. The dealers just, I don't know. I don't see why Kubota keeps them around. I sure wouldn't. If Kubota ever watches this and wants to contact me about opening a dealer and running it the right way down in my area, South Carolina, I'd be more than happy to speak with them, because I'm proud of their products, and I would sell the heck out of it. But I would treat my customers a lot better than what their dealer treats me. That's for darn sure. Yes, I am. I'm in the tractor with the fixed window. I've actually got a little bit of glass back there that I've got to vacuum out. When I picked up the tractor, it's kind of funny. I bought all the stuff to service both tractors, and they had a little toy set. Maybe one day I'll show you guys my little collection, but they had a pretty cool Kubota hay set with the toys. So it's the M5, which is this tractor, the baler that I bought. It had the Kubota double rotary rake, and then a disc mower, which was a toe type disc mower. But I leave them all in the box and got them on shelves and stuff. And so they gave me that little set there where I got my baler. I was pretty tickled with it. Okay, hey Farm Hall, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I'm really hoping to get this field finished, but I doubt I'm going to finish it today. It's getting harder and harder with the rain, and eventually we're going to have to, like I say, go take care of that horse as soon as we can. The owner's kind of anxious about it. We would have done it this morning, but their poor daughter, she just devastated over the whole ordeal, and I completely understand. It's not something that's fun to do, and it's just part of owning animals. But luckily, we're able to go up and help them by laying the animal to rest, and they'll do what they want with the site after that. But it just really stinks that it's raining as usual. What we'll probably do is stop here the next hour or so on this field, and then go up there, take care of that horse. I went last night. The backhoe didn't have any lights on it that worked, so I went and bought all new bulbs for it, so that way I had some work lights to be able to work when it was dark. I knew it would kind of be dark when I had to do it, and so at least we'll be able to see while we dig the hole and all that good stuff. We've got a John Deere MX-10 behind us. It's a 10-foot 3-point. I wish it was tow behind, but I got a good deal on the unit a couple years back, and so it works good for what it is. In fact, this is the first time I've used it and it didn't have a ton of blowback, but I guess because it's raining. If y'all want, I'll turn the camera around, and if y'all want me to flip angles or something like that, y'all just have to let me know. Y'all don't have to look at my ugly bug the whole time I'm in here. Y'all can feel like you're riding along with me. So for a camera mount, I've got a couple different mounts in the tractor, but I actually just set up my tripod, and I think of all of them, it probably works the best. So right here is a real bad muddy area that we're going through. I don't know if y'all can hear the bush hog will bog down because it sinks up in the mud. I have not kicked any deer up Farm Hall. Yesterday I was in the mountains picking up a calf table, and the man's place we were at up in the mountains, we had, after I picked up the table, I needed to stop and use the restroom real quick. We were back up in the cut, and I stopped the pickup truck. As soon as I opened the door, there was a bunch of dead kudzu on the side of this hill. And boy, deer popped up like right beside me. You couldn't even see that joker laying in the kudzu. It was a big old doe. The biggest thing I worry about is picking up some sheds in my dirt tire. Seems like about every year I pick up antlers in my tires. Finally hit the wheel. I would just like about a 15-foot bat wing, and I'll work my way up towards it. Rome wasn't built overnight. I know everybody thinks I buy a lot of new equipment or run a lot of new equipment, but we try to manage and pay something off before we buy something else. I'm not just like swamped in payments, so that way if everything went south tomorrow, I'm not going to be in a world of hurt. You've got to be smart in it, even with buying new equipment. The next thing we want to do is purchase more land. I lease a lot of land, and I own a little bit myself. But hey Logan, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to purchase some more land, at least another, 20 or 30 acres. Something that I can put some more cows on that's mine, or do what I want with it. But we just have to see what the future holds. That's, I guess, with anybody. I'm happy with the land leases I've got. I got good owners. I think that's how I keep picking up more and more stuff. That's right, S squared. Yeah, it's a fine line between managing and managing your debt, taking calculated risks, buying new stuff. But we're really hoping we didn't have to have a new baler this year, but my baler is at an age now where it's got bearings going out all the time, belts going out, and even with replacing and rebuilding stuff, you're going to constantly have those issues, and downtime hurts us. And then the other thing is with the wet weather, my baler won't do any kind of wet hay, and we even had situations where we just had hay that got rained on so much we needed to be able to get it up off the field so new hay could grow. It wasn't rotting down, a bush hog wasn't chopping it up enough. So, hey John, we're out shredding some fields, cutting down a bunch of weeds is mainly what we're doing. I mean, there's a bunch of grass underneath it. I kind of pan around there. You can see the grass is decent up underneath all the weeds and stuff. But we're just out chopping down weeds, trying to take back a field that hasn't been maintained in probably 30 years by the last people that have leased it. The majority of the ground we work on, or I say we, I always have a mouse in my pocket, guys. You'll hear me use the word we a lot, but it's usually me. But a lot of the ground that I get or take over, the people that had it before did nothing but rape it. They come in, cut the grass for their cows or something like that, and left it and did nothing because it wasn't theirs. So, we come in, we have to spray, lime, fertilize. We could have $30,000-$40,000 into a field in a heartbeat. There's a little rabbit got in front of us, but we have to make calculated risks and trust in landowners a lot of times and hope we get our investment back. A lot of times it's hard, especially in my area, getting people to sign actual land leases on these fields. So it makes it tough. It makes it where it can be scary at times. That's why I spread myself out to so many different landowners. So that way if I lose one small one, I'm not devastated. If I sync myself up to 100 or 200, 300 acre farms and I lose those, then you're SOL. A lot of people say they don't know how I do it, going to so many places and traveling. Well, that's because hay is my full-time job. I don't have any other stuff that I have to really take care of. I don't have any children I have to take care of, so I can load up my tractors and haul them, and I don't have time I got to be home or somebody that I need to be home to. My horses are pretty self-care. My cattle's pretty much self-care, aside from me putting a bale of hay down there, or occasionally putting out some fly control or doing stuff like that. So we try to take smart, calculated risks. 10 years on new machines. Good old AJ. I've got a couple of tractors that are 50, 60 years old. I honestly hope that the new machines that I've purchased, and I know they probably won't, but I hope they'll last me like the new machines that my grandfather purchased back in the day. And again, I think you might have more maintenance issues like with DPF filters and electronics, but I think a lot of this equipment will last at least 30 plus years. But time will tell. Time will tell. So only two brands that would hold up well for silage. Well, I don't have a wrapper and I don't plan to buy a wrapper, but I wanted to make sure that, like I say, if need be, if I needed to buy a wrapper or borrow one or whatever, get to pay somebody else to come in and do it, that I had the ability to get the silage up. Well, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one that says we. Hey, Riley, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Logan, I've got 4 full farm tractors and then a couple of smaller, what I would call garden tractors. And then I owned a landscape business for years, so I've still got some Z-Riders and walk behinds that we use on the farm, stuff like that. But I've got my main 4 tractors are that 140 International, the 150 Massey Ferguson, the 7060 Kubota, and this M5, which is our newest. The 140 doesn't really get used a whole lot. I use it in the garden mainly, and to drive in tractor shows and parades and sit out front of the house and look pretty for people. When I was at the dealer, you know, that's where you save, you take care of it. I bought all the stuff to do all the maintenance on these 2 Kubota tractors. And now this one doesn't need it quite yet, but the 7060, I've got to change the hydraulic fluid on it. To do a complete service on both of these tractors, excluding hydraulic fluid change on this tractor, $1,000 just for the parts and oil from Kubota. That's $500 a tractor, which I would say that this tractor's service probably costs closer to $300 since I'm not changing the hydraulic fluid, and the 7060s is closer to $700 because of that hydraulic fluid. We got 15 gallons of the Kubota UDT2, which is very pricey to begin with. I run the Kubota engine oil, which is they're fair on their engine oil price. But you got another 6 gallons of that. So just in the lubricants, you've got 21 gallons of lubricant, 4 hydraulic filters between the 2 tractors, 4 air filters for the engine, 4 in-cab air filters for both tractors, 2 exterior AC air filters for the tractors. It's just a lot of stuff, you know, if you want to do it right and keep them serviced. Thank goodness with the new lubricants and stuff, you can go a fair amount of hours between services. You don't have to change every 100, 150 hours. AJ, I love my 140. Usually it's one of the best tractors we got. That thing just fires right up and purrs. But I still hadn't had time to mess with it yet. Soon guys, we're going to do a live and we're going to mess with it on the live stream, so that way maybe I can get Farmall or Jackie on there on the live here, and we can diagnose why she's not firing, see if it's the points or what's going on. Well, you know, AJ, the Kubota Genuine is pricey, but especially with like this M5, it avoids your warranty if you don't use their fluids. I don't even think anybody makes an aftermarket hydro filter for it. Now they do make aftermarket air filters and all that kind of stuff, but I had a little, I won't lie, I had a little bit of sticker shock when he gave me the total on the bill, but it is what it is. That's the price of owning these bigger tractors. So, you know, we'll see. I'm trying to read the comments and stuff, guys. So if y'all got any questions for me or anything y'all want to talk about, don't hesitate to to shoot them at me. Like I say, I'm probably a pretty boring guy when it comes to a lot of this stuff, but I enjoy talking to all y'all. Filters are Fleetguard. Well, I will say this, I used to be a Wix Filters man until I watched the Messick's Cutaway, and I guess Fleetguard makes a darn good filter, because the Kubota filters are way better than the Wix or the Napa Gold that I used to buy, you know, which the Napa filters are a Wix. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the M5 and what problems we took it in for, and what they were able to fix and what they weren't. So the tractor itself went in for an issue of not being able to steer, sitting still. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stop and I'm going to see if I can't angle the camera here down at the front tire. I'm going to have to flip it around, and then let's see if I can't turn y'all down here at the front tire, and y'all can see, so I'm turning the wheel right now 100%, and we get to a point and it stops. The tractor just will not turn. Now if I take the loader and push it down, y'all see how much further that wheel turns. Now if we have it turned full lock, okay, right there we're full lock, I got the loader lifted back up, when we take and come, it'll get just almost, and it stops right there. The steering wheel, I'm having to bump the steering wheel to get it to do that, and it will not go. So if we pick the loader up, it'll turn the rest of the way on around. Now it used to wouldn't even turn what it's doing right now, guys. It wouldn't even, it wouldn't do anything. So it would just, it would just sit, especially if it had the loader on. So they were able to take care of most of the problem. But Kubota does have an issue with this M5 and its steering. So they had a bulletin out on it. I have the bulletin right here. They left it, guys, and I'll put a picture up of this bulletin, maybe on a video or something. If anybody else is having steering issues, it tells how to fix it. But so Kubota knows that they have a problem, but they don't want to, I guess, do anything to fix it, or they don't feel it's a big enough issue to worry about. Maybe it's something they'll take care of for 2019 or 2020. But this tractor doesn't have a thing on the loader. There's, you know, nothing but a little bell spear up there, guys. I mean, a little 4-prong bell spear. So this tractor should be able to steer back and forth just like your car, sitting still in a parking lot. You shouldn't have to roll at all or move at all. The dealer did the best they could with it. They even tried to get Kubota to buy me out of this tractor because of the problems. This tractor's leased. The leasing company really did not want to mess with it. So we'll use the ever-living dog crap out of this tractor for its lease, and we'll turn it back into them, and I won't never do that deal again. I'm not saying I won't buy another Kubota because of the problem, because it's not a deal breaker for me. It sucks that it does it, but you know, I've learned now in the past year of dealing with it how to work around the problem. So the next problem is going to be the loader leak down, and I talked a little bit about that in my video. So the tractor wasn't set up 100% proper from the dealer. We had essentially the 3-point hitch in the rear was going into a constant flow or constant pressure mode all the time, and they think that had a little bit to deal with it. Now this is the first day I've gotten to use the tractor for any amount of time, and if you guys stick on the live stream from here so y'all can see the loader right now. Y'all can see where the black line is for the forks or the hay spears that are on the front. Now I'm going to try to keep this live going, but within the next probably 20 minutes, without me touching the loader joystick at all, it's going to disappear out of the screen. I have to constantly pick it up. Now the dealer worked on it and they had it in within Kubota's spec. Kubota allows for 2 inches of leak down per hour. Now sitting in the lot, they had it within spec, so they said. Now out in the field as I'm driving and bush hogging, I can tell you that it leaks down faster than 2 inches per hour. So I'm going to probably do a true scientific test for Kubota, and I'm going to take and measure this thing off the ground, and I'm going to have a camera on the inside of the tractor, and I'm going to have a camera on the loader, and we're going to drive around the field, and we're going to have a timer, and we're going to see how long it takes it to leak down, say, a foot. It is one of those things that I'm the kind of person that if I can find the right attorney and Kubota doesn't want to fix the issue, and this isn't a dealer issue, this is a Kubota issue in their quality, I'll sue them over this tractor. I hate to say that, but you know, you can only screw so many common folk out of their money, and I call myself common folk, before people need to know and quit buying their stuff and put them out of business. And when you've got equipment that doesn't work to what it should, and I'm sure that a big corporation like that will find some measly way to get out of it or whatnot, but I just think it's pretty messed up that they would allow quality control to even say the loader can leak down 2 inches in an hour with the machine running. The pump should be built well enough in this machine, or have a good enough hydraulic pump in it, that there's no bypass whatsoever. That's just unacceptable. And my next question is, why can I get in a smaller Kubota tractor than this one? I can put its loader in the air for 2 dang weeks and it won't go anywhere. It steers 100%. So, you know, and then why can you get in one bigger and it does the same thing? So to me, I'm not the only person that I've read in different forums that's had this issue. Kubota apparently knows it's an issue and has put it in their bylaws. Oh, well, we allow for this much leak down. Well, that's just bullshit, Kubota, and I'll just go ahead and say it. And guys, I send every one of these videos that I make with anything Kubota in it to Kubota Corporation's private messenger on their Facebook, because that you can't post it to their page, because I want them to know from a customer standpoint. When I get on YouTube and type in Kubota M5111, I can't find more than 2 or 3 minutes worth of video of somebody talking about one of these things or using it. You know, I would like to be that guy that would like to promote them and say good things about them. I want them to say, hey, yeah, you know, they're a stand-up company. Now, I'll say with the new dealer, they are planning on bringing a rep to the field to help set up the new baler, to make sure that the cutter is right, which I hadn't even got to the cutter yet. We're going through a bunch of sticks here, but to make sure that the cutter's right, and at that point in time, I plan on having them spend a day there, and they're going to see how this tractor operates in person, and I think that'll maybe help a little bit as well. I think nobody has the time to actually spend with the tractor, and you know, I think that's what needs to be done. These technicians need to Jackie, the 3-point does not leak down, but the hydraulic remotes in the back will allow the equipment to leak down. Say you've got a grain drill hooked to the remotes and the drill or your disc, and it raises up and down with the remotes. You could be driving down the road and the stuff will constantly leak down. You have to pick it back up. And AJ, I understand hydraulics can be fussy. I'm no expert. That's why the tractor goes to the dealer. I said it in another video, I'm not a mechanic. I can turn a wrench, but I'm not a diagnoser of problems. I don't know schematics of things, and I don't have Kubota manuals on these tractors. So, you know, they've got guys that make good money to go to school to learn to fix these things. Me and you both, Logan. I would be happy to do stuff for them, you know, but they need to also, Logan, if you are a spokesperson, you need to be able to speak real truth just like I'm doing now. Even with the loader leak down, I still like this tractor. I probably would still purchase this tractor over the 4710. Not that I didn't like the 4710, it just didn't suit me and my body. I don't like the way the new Massey's feel. I didn't like the response of the loader. There were just quite a few things that I just didn't, when I test drove it, I just didn't like it now. I'm sure with any piece of equipment, you get in it and run it for a year, your body's going to get used to operating it or finding that sweet spot in the loader. But I've been running a friend's Massey 4610 for hauling round bales, and I've probably loaded 500-600 round bales with that 4610. I would say size-wise, it's the equivalent of my 7060, but it's stronger. It's 100 horsepower. So, you know, Mr. David, they didn't find anything that was bypassing fluid. I'm just wondering if, you know, even the loader could possibly have a hydraulic cylinder that's bypassing just enough to cause everything to leak down, you know, if fluid's bypassing. So you could have to test every cylinder on the darn thing. I don't know. Hey, 69 Roof. I guess they call you the legend. AJ, 2 dealers have looked at this thing and both of them have sent it back with the same problem. So and I know the second dealer's more than capable. But and here's the reason. So when I hauled this thing into the dealer, I had the cutter hooked to it, guys. All of y'all that follow me and watch that, they burning dinosaurs. So they have a mechanic there that specializes in hay tools. He went to school for Kubota just for hay tools. He walked past the thing and looked at it and walked in the shop and said, hey, what's the deal with that cutter out there? It's set up wrong. So my local dealer completely set the cutter up wrong. Everything was backwards. The tension and springs were not set up properly. The first question they asked me was it eating blades, because the way it was set up, it was just driving it into the dirt. And I said, well, yeah, I went through about 6 sets of blades in one season, which I thought was a little abnormal. But so they completely had to disassemble that cutter and put it back together, because the other dealership, which had already put my first cutter together wrong, I should have known, put the second cutter together wrong. God bless. I mean, just ridiculous. Hey Eric, how's it going, man? Thanks for stopping by. Hey, and y'all remember to hit that thumbs up if you hadn't yet, or hit it on your way out or whatnot. Catch it on the way in. So if you're just now joining in or anything, I'll turn this around here. If y'all are just now joining in, we're doing a little bit of bush hogging. I can try. Let's see here. We got the, I'll just hold it with my hand for a second. We got the John Deere bush hog behind us here. Let me see here. And I ain't gonna hold it long because I know it's wavy or whatnot. But we're just doing a little shredding on a nasty field here. So I'll walk back in there. Trying to clean it up before spring gets here. It's hard to believe. March 1st is gonna be here tomorrow. Enjoying some sunshine before the next snowstorm. Sun, I don't even know what sunshine is. We don't have that stuff around here anymore. Heck, it's raining right now. There's a major dark cloud above me right now. I reckon it's fixing the downpour probably, which I've been waiting on it. Mr. David, on the leak down, it leaks all the way to the ground. It'll go down into the ground. So that's what I haven't still touched the joystick on the loader. I'm gonna turn y'all back around. So I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but it has gotten a little lower in your screen. But as we keep going here, and we hadn't been talking that long, as we keep going, it'll keep slowly going down. And the joystick's not moving. It's not anything. I can lock the joystick off. I can turn if this loader has shockless ride and third function on them, I can turn the shockless ride off and the third function off. They both have switches to turn them on and off. Doesn't fix a thing. All them are some kind of little trees or something we just ran over there making all that noise. I think we'd be mowing the snow. Well, I tell you, I wish that we never, I guess Groundhog was right, we're going to have early spring. We've got trees and stuff already blooming here. All of the Bradford pears and wild cherries are already blooming. All of the spring lilies are already blooming, or I guess they're yellow bells maybe. They're already all out and blooming, or we've had 70-degree days here most of the week this week, even with the rain, which has just made the ground even more sloppy. My next video is of us. We're going to rescue some cows, and y'all are going to get to see the upset, crazy side of this farm where y'all only heard the calm me. I'm kind of a little bit scared to post it, just with the way I'm acting in it, but it is what it is. Everybody's got to see how life really is. Yorkshire George, how's it going, sir? Thanks for stopping in. I don't disagree. Farming for fun and profit, Mr. David. I know for certain this tractor's got some kind of hydraulic issues, and I think it's just more than they want to delve into or actually take care of. I'm not real sure. I'm not sure if y'all can see or not, but this spot we're going through right now, I'm hoping we don't get stuck. I probably should just skip over those spots, but I really don't care to. I've never unhooked the loader because I'm scared to take it off because of the leak down. I think if I unhook the hydraulic lines from it, which I guess that'd be another good test for it to see if it's the tractor or the loader. But I've never pulled the loader off this tractor. That's why I bought the shockless ride for the loader. Just that way there wasn't a reason to have to pull it off. But that would be something probably good to start with. So, hey Doug, how's it going? I see, I guess Mr. Eric clicked over, stopped by and said hey, and clicked over and doing a little live himself there. So, popped up on my notifications there. But, I'm glad all of y'all stopped by and been riding along with me. Talladega, Alabama. Well, that's what Doug. I was watching the radar this morning, and it was coming right from y'all, straight up, straight towards us. It's a pretty big old blob of rain. I'm hoping that we're gonna have at least some non-rainy days over the weekend. I need to get some more round bales to the rebaler. We have got to get some more square bales made. We are out of our good fescue square bales. All we've got some orchard alfalfa grass and some fescue that's got a little bit of trash in it. Nothing real bad. Snowstorm in western Pennsylvania tonight. Hey Mary, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. I'm glad I don't have to purchase extra equipment for pushing snow or blowing snow or plowing snow, that's for sure. That would, I can't stand all the layers of clothes to begin with. I'm not a wintertime person. You could never ask me to live somewhere where y'all got all this snow and deep freezes. I mean, yes, I want a good deep freeze. It helps the ground with certain things, helps get rid of a few bugs. But I do not envy all that snow. That would just be a pain. Like I say, I can't stand clothes as it is. I have to wear all those layers all the time. Really warm in the UK. Now, Yorkshire, George, what part of the UK are you in, sir? I would love to visit the UK and some of the farming country. I watch a lot of videos over there. Oh, beautiful buildings, barns, rock walls. I think it's all, there's a lot of history there. A lot of history. They're saying something on our weather here. I saw something about a possibility of snow like Tuesday or Wednesday, but it probably will not happen. It will probably just rain as it's continued to do. Normally snowing there this time of year. Sheep country. Okay. The man that I bought yesterday, sorry guys, you fell over there. The man that we bought the calf table from, that's what he had it for. He was in our North Carolina mountains, and he had it for his sheep, and he felt that the calf table was just a little harsh for what he was wanting. So his loss, my gain. I think it'll work great for what we want. We want it just to be able to cut our bulls, give our vaccinations. If we ever have to do any, I guess, footwork, we can. Because it'll do all that. It'll flip the cows on their side, all that good stuff. Now the next thing I'm looking for is a squeeze for my big cows. Something to be able to work them in. I'm not in a rush though. I've got good neighbors that let me borrow their stuff. But I'm the kind of person, once I borrow something once, maybe twice, I try to go get it for myself. I don't like having other people's equipment. Turn around, something happens to it, you're fixing it. But it is what it is. So I guess I'm gonna do a little thing and see if everybody will post where they're actually at. I'd like to know. I know Mr. David's in South Carolina, and where a couple of you guys are. But I always think it's interesting. I think that's the cool thing about the YouTube itself. Is just all the different viewers from everywhere and the different perspectives and what's going on in those areas. So, hey Tom, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Just out riding around in the tractor with me, doing a little bit of bush hogging. So, just thought we'd do a little live stream. It's currently raining, but we gotta, just getting to be crunch time. We gotta get this stuff done. We've got to finish this little bit of shredding so we can get our fertilizer put down, because we'll be cutting hay in a month and a half to 2 months, weather permitting. We usually start cutting hay mid-April. I've cut earlier than that if our weather's right. So if I can't get this stuff done, then I'm trying to cut hay and fertilize and everything at the same time, and it works me to death. Kind of stinks. I don't know how long I've been on here, but I'm probably gonna end this live here in just a second. We're probably gonna head on back to the house before it gets dark. Like I said, we have to go bury a horse for a neighbor. I'm gonna try to get some video footage of that if I can, but we'll just have to see. So I appreciate everybody that's stopped by and chatted with me, and hope everybody has a blessed day. So 10 miles from the Talladega Super Speedway. Okay, know where Talladega is. George, you have a good evening yourself. Tom, Doug, anybody else that's on there, all y'all have a good evening. We're like I say, I might come back and finish this field tonight. If I do, I might do another live stream, but I'm probably going to jump on the road and head home and go take care of this animal for this neighbor, and then come back and finish my bush hogging on this field. I've still got a pretty good sized portion to go, and it's slow going. But Doug, I like that small engine nation, sir. That's pretty cool. Well, y'all all have a good afternoon, and remember to hit that thumbs up. Thanks for watching.